What does a WhatsApp have in common with math? When we read a WhatsApp message, your brain can add, subtract, divide. I know it's a bad joke, but it sets the point. Let's start with an experiment. I would like you to think about a WhatsApp message you have sent. One in particular that had a bad reaction because the person that received it just didn't quite get what you were trying to say. You've got it? Great. I'd like to share with you a phrase by Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, that I think sets the scene quite well for this topic. Everything is mediated through the mind, translated, filtered, allegorized, twisted, and even falsified by it. And Jung knew quite a lot about how we think and how our brain operates. It is impossible for our brain to process all the information it receives. So you could say we get a little bit lazy and the brain starts to use shortcuts to deal with all that overload. These shortcuts or filters have to do with a lot of things that are hidden inside our subconscious. Our WhatsApp example illustrates that the way we perceive the world is not actually how the world is because of these filters. There are of course many reasons why we apply these filters, but I wanted to share with you today just the key ones that I think have a massive impact on our daily life. In no particular order, the first one is our emotional state. It can have a massive impact. When we're happy, it's almost as if the sun was shining brighter, and when we're depressed, we think that it's all doom and gloom. So being able to identify what emotional state we're in can help us contextualize that processing of the information that we have done. The second one is our thoughts. Our internal dialogue is like the soundtrack of our lives and can have a massive impact. Can you imagine watching a Disney film with a horror music in the background? It wouldn't quite feel right. So being able to identify our own internal dialogue can help us adapt it to our advantage. The third one is our culture, our beliefs. And there can be a lot of difference depending on where you come from. For instance, what is thought of good or evil can change. A swastika is a good example because it is a symbol that has often been banned in Europe because of its association with the Second World War, and yet in Asia it's a beautiful symbol that has to do with spirituality and divinity. What a difference! So realizing that there is no absolute truth again can be really helpful. So why am I telling you all this? Because I think that our journey of self-discovery is a long one, but being able to identify what filters we put to life can really help us have a better view of the world, a more realistic view of the world, but more importantly, to handle it better. So the next time you receive a WhatsApp or an email or that situation that gets you out of your comfort zone, just take a 5-second pause and think, are my filters a little bit cloudy today? And in case of doubt, just ask,